Tra la la, you have made it to the end of chapter 3 for our populations and resources unit. This is the last major big classwork lesson before I end up testing you on your knowledge in Amplify. You'll have your end of unit test coming up next week. You will have 2 review lessons on Monday and Tuesday of next week, and Wednesday, that would be the 19th, you will have your final test for my class, and that will be just your normal Amplify test on populations and resources. So today's focus is to try and figure out final arguments. What happened to this moon jelly population? Why is it increasing in the Glacier Sea? We've explored this food web a lot that you see on your screen. And right now, I asked you which one of these populations you think could affect the moon jelly population. Right now, all of those are looking pretty possible. And I'll show you again the 3 claims that we're going to be examining today. Claim 1 was that the size of the algae population changed. Claim 2 was the size of the walleye population changed. That's this fish right here. That could be true as well. Claim 3, the size of the orca population changed. Right now, we know that food webs, even if an organism is not directly connected by an arrow in a food web, that those populations all affect one another as long as they're in the same food web. So all 3 of those claims look pretty good right now, but I'm going to present you with some evidence that you need to analyze in order to pick which one you think is right. We do know that the kelp and the sea urchin are in a totally different separate food web because they just have one arrow between them and they're not connected to the Glacier Sea food web. So at least we know it's not them. Remember, when you're examining evidence in this section, that samples that represent as much of the whole as possible will provide stronger evidence. You only have 3 pieces of evidence to really pour over here. Evidence card E is saying that every year between 1980 and 2010, ecologists counted algae in 10 locations in the Glacier Sea. They concluded that the population was stable and started to increase around 2000. Okay, so that's possible. Then evidence card F is saying that the walleye pollock possibly started to decrease. Every year between 1980 and 2010, they also counted the walleye pollock at 10 different locations throughout the Glacier Sea. They concluded that the population was stable, and then it started to decrease around 2000. Evidence card G is saying that every year between 1980 and 2010, ecologists counted orcas at the same 10 locations they collected walleye pollock data. They concluded that the population stayed stable. Okay, you'll have a screenshot of all those 3 kind of side by side, and you're trying to figure out which claim you think is supported and which evidence is the strongest piece of evidence to support that claim. You got this. Good luck. Take your time. You're going to use this evidence in a writing prompt later on.